Well, Mick, how are you? Very welcome. Very welcome to follow me.
Thanks. My name is Trevor Eivers, and I'm a certified consulting hypnotist with the NGH. The NGH stands for the National Guild of Hypnotists. The National Guild of Hypnotists is the largest hypnosis body in the world, with over 14,000 members worldwide. Now, first of all, what is hypnosis? Well, hypnosis goes back hundreds and thousands of years, right back to the ancient Greeks. In fact, the word hypnosis, hypno, is the Greek word for sleep. And that's where the first misconception actually comes from, because it's not sleep at all. Right? Hypnosis is actually natural. It's a natural state of mind that everybody goes through. Now, whether it be daydreaming, okay, if you've ever daydreamed and sat at your kitchen window, stared out your kitchen window and thought about times to come, right, or times gone by, right, and you might feel your eyes glazing over, right, and when somebody walks into the room, you go, okay, back to reality. Okay, so that's one example. Another example would be being absorbed in a good TV program or a movie, right? Did you ever have, for example, an experience where 2 hours watching a good movie seemed to go like 10, 20 minutes? Right? So that's what hypnosis is. It's that highly focused, concentrated state where the outside world seems to just fade away. Okay? Now, everybody actually has gone into that hypnotic state at some stage, because in order to go to sleep, we pass through the hypnotic state. So just before that feeling, just before we go to sleep at night, or just before we wake up in the morning. Have you ever actually woke up in the morning, you know you're awake, but you said to yourself, right, I'm going to lie here for another couple of minutes and then get up, right? So that's really the hypnotic state. So it is natural, right? That's the first thing. And it's been used right up into the present day. Many doctors use it as an extra tool in their box, okay? It's been well documented that hypnosis has been used to carry out pain-free operations. Now, how does that happen, you might ask? Well, when a person is in the hypnotic state, complete body anesthesia can be induced in the person, which means you don't actually feel any pain whatsoever. And that might sound remarkable, but it's well documented that there has been many pain-free operations carried out, and it's becoming more and more popular as well in this side of the world. Now, also, many mothers have given birth to their children while in hypnosis, right, pain-free. Maybe not pain-free, but maybe close to pain-free. And this is a process also called hypnobirthing. All right, so this is also very well documented, and it's becoming more and more popular as the years go on. Now, hypnosis is also very relaxing. Right, it's very relaxing. That once we enter into that altered state of mind, we become open to suggestion. We have two parts of the mind, right? The conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, what's the difference? Well, the conscious mind is the analytical part of the mind, right? It's that part of the mind that we think with, to make decisions with, that analytical part of the mind, that decision-making part of the mind, okay? But it's really only the smaller part of the mind. The subconscious is much, much more powerful. In fact, I always use the metaphor of the iceberg. Have you ever seen an iceberg where you can only actually see, the part you can see sticking out of the water is really only the smaller part, but the part below the water is really the 95% part of the iceberg.
The proverbial tip of the iceberg.
The proverbial tip of the iceberg, exactly. So that's what we're looking at. And the best way to explain the subconscious mind is that it's the source of everything we do without thinking about doing it. Right? Our automatic responses. Right? And from the time we're born, each one of us is learning subconsciously. Right? Whether it's learning to walk, talk, read, or write. Right? Or later on, cycling a bike, or driving a car. Right? Now, these are things that may have seemed difficult at the time, but once we actually learn them subconsciously, right, we take them for granted, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Right? Now, how hypnosis can help is that the subconscious mind is a source of habits, fears, phobias, and many other negative patterns of behaviour. Right? And many are actually learned behaviours. And during my hypnosis sessions, what I do is I introduce a new, more positive, productive pattern of behaviour to the person, right? And eliminate those old negative, unwanted behaviours, whether it be smoking, right, overeating, right, a fear of flying, a fear of spiders, right?
Trevor, I've seen hypnotist shows, right, and I've seen people running around the stage and making idiots of themselves.
Yeah.
I'd have to say that I'd be a bit worried about being hypnotised in case I end up being made to do something stupid. What would you have to say to that?
Yeah, well, you know what, like, you can't be made to do something that you don't want to do.
Really?
Right, absolutely. As I mentioned, this works by suggestion.
Yeah.
Right, and we're all suggestible to some level.
Yeah.
Right? If you weren't suggestible, we wouldn't be able to learn.
Right.
Right? It's just that perhaps the people on the stage, during the stage hypnosis, are really suggestible on the high end of the scale. Right? But they're making that cow, right, and clicking like that chicken, or clucking like that chicken because they want to. Right? They're accepting the suggestion of the hypnotist. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I do and I don't know. I remember being at a hypnotist show with my girlfriend 40 years ago, and it was actually Paul Golden was a hypnotist, and we were at the VAT in Mullinavat, from what I can remember, and you know, he made her do all these crazy things. He flung her to the ground, and when she came down, she said, "I knew exactly what I was doing." She said, "I could have stopped at any stage." I was amazed to hear that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, hypnosis is not sleep, you're not unconscious, right? It's just that altered state between waking and sleeping, right? That a person would be more suggestible, right? But still, she was accepting the suggestions of the hypnotist. And if you're given a suggestion that doesn't fit with your moral values, you can just as easily reject that suggestion as accept it.
Okay, so hypnotism is not going to make you do anything that you wouldn't otherwise do, let's say.
No.
Yeah. Trevor, thanks very much. That was very informative. Hypnotism is not, I guess, exactly what I thought of.